Hello everyone, my name is Miriam Rivero-Contreras and I'm going to present the communication titled Digital Easy-to-Read Text for Adolescent Students with Different Reading Levels, an Online Experimental Study. I would like to start telling you that a large part of adolescents has reading difficulties. For example, 2/3 of US 8th graders have difficulty making and supporting inferences about a text, connecting parts of a text, and analyzing text features. Or, for instance, around 22% of European adolescent students show also an underachievement rate in reading, although depending on the country, rates of up to 47% can be observed. For this reason, easy-to-read text could be a way to support people who struggle with reading comprehension because contains several adaptations to make them more accessible, according to the international guidelines. Easy-to-read field has been unexpectedly little investigated, and most of the studies have been carried out with adults with some type of disorder or difficulty. In adolescents, only 2 studies were found, of which one of them was carried out with adolescents with autism. They test an adaptive and personalized text simplification assistive technology tool called OpenBook and found that adolescents with autism gave more correct answers in simplified text. Then, these texts were easier to comprehend compared to original text. In contrast, Lupo et al., who evaluate whether the easy or challenging version of the text, when accompanied by different types of educational support, improved the reading comprehension of 9th grade students, did not find this effect of facilitation of easy version on comprehension. However, a subgroup of studies who read significantly below average, many of whom were identified as English learners, benefit from easy versions. Considering the previous information, the aims of this study were, first, to evaluate the effect of easy-to-read style in reading time and reading comprehension in adolescent students, and second, to observe whether the effect of easy-to-read style is modulated by academic performance and reading efficiency. The sample comprised 51 high school students from 12 to 18 years of age. Their distribution by year in compulsory secondary education was as follows: 6 in first grade, 6 in second grade, 14 in third grade, and 25 in fourth grade. Sociodemographics data and academic performance in Spanish language and literature using an indicate of rate in the most recent term were collected through a personal information sheet. Moreover, we applied a reading efficiency test to know the level of the participants and the experimental task. This consisted of 4 texts. 2 of the texts were presented in their original version and the other 2 in their easy-to-read version. In addition, after each text, 8 reading comprehension questions were presented with 4 response options. These 2 tasks were designed with the free cross-platform package PsychoPy and were carried out through the online behavioral platform Pavlovia. Participants performed them through the internet using computers of their educational centers or their own personal computers. How did we create the easy-to-read text? First, we selected 4 texts from school material of compulsory secondary education, specifically from the subjects of biology and history. Then we adapted the text in easy-to-read style following the Spanish guideline, and 2 external evaluators verified the correct application. Moreover, we applied a text readability evaluation to check the greater legibility of the new text. We found differences between the original and adapted text between 6 and 9 points in the Flex Secret Index and a lower mean of words per sentence, among other variables analyzed. What did these adaptations consist of? For example, using familiar words, adding glosses for low-frequency words which were necessary to maintain in text, having one sentence per one idea, having the sentence order subject, verb, and complement, adding extra information to avoid inferences or prior knowledge, using a double space between lines, and other adaptations which are in the guideline. Regarding the creation of the multiple choice reading comprehension questions, first to train judges evaluate the centrality of the sentences of each text. These sentences were scored by the judges with the numbers from 4 to 1, obtaining as central information those 1 with 4 and 3, and 2, 1 for peripheral information. Second, we selected 12 text fragments, 6 of central information and 6 of peripheral information per text. And then we create 12 reading comprehension questions from 2 types of text fragments. Moreover, we create half of them as literal questions and the other half as inferential questions. Finally, we validate the reading comprehension questions with 69 university students. Only those questions that were 75% or more correct were considered. These questions were 8 per text, 2 questions per type of information. The order of text and questions was randomized and the 4 response options were counterbalanced. For the first aim, we used a student t-test for reading time and Wilkinson Science Round text for reading comprehension because did not meet the normality assumption. And for the second aim, we did correlation analysis first and then multiple comparisons with those variables which correlated with reading time and reading comprehension. To convert the academic performance and reading efficiencies covariable into categorical variables, we calculate the tertiles in each measure. What results did we find? We did not find differences in reading time or reading comprehension between original text and adapted text. Nor did we find differences in reading time between different groups of academic performance. And we did not find differences in reading comprehension between different groups of academic performance and reading efficiency. We also analyzed the types of reading comprehension, and we also did not find differences between original and adapted text in different groups of academic performance and reading efficiency. In conclusion, easy-to-read text did not decrease reading times nor increase reading comprehension, and no differences were found between texts in participants with low, medium, and high reading levels. Why did we find no differences? Total reading time as a measure is not the most suitable for analyzing reading improvement. An experimental eye-tracking study of reading patterns is required to examine this objective with different ocular measures at text level and sentence level. The lack of reading comprehension differences between texts could be due to the lack of familiarity of adolescent students with the easy-to-read format in online text. The lack of reading time and reading comprehension differences among reading level groups could be due to the low statistical power, considering the small number of participants in each one. Or easy-to-read texts do not really facilitate reading in adolescents. We need more investigation to clarify these assumptions.